welcome. I am so proud of you for being on this journey to really start understanding your numbers and figuring out where you want your money to go. Because when your money has a job, it everything flows in a way that makes it so much easier to either pivot or make different choices. And that way you have the power to handle your finances in a way that is in alignment with what you want. And that is the beauty of what a budget is. While many people get very turned off by a budget or the word budget, and because it feels constricting or like it's telling you what you can do with your money, and that's not the goal of a budget at all. Uh, this is a tool for you to gain understanding and awareness of where your money is going and where you want it to go. It's okay if it changes and morphs and does something different. I go for that. Make sure that you're doing what feels comfortable. And if the word budget is not something that tickles your fancy, that's okay too. Just change that word. Be like, um, fun tracker. Um, find Lindley Linky. My friend Lindley Linky is much better at coming up with fun words, especially on the dot, but she is the queen of making money fun. And she's the one that was like, hey, let's stop using the word budget. And so if that word isn't aligning with you, flip it on its head. If you're a creative kind, put a creative word in there that makes you excited to go in there and tackle your money, because this is an empowering tool that I am so excited for you to be on your path to embracing. So without further ado, we are going to look at this spreadsheet. If I can push the right buttons. Okay, so we have this template. You can put your name and the date right here, and change the dates up here to be over the next 12 months. From here, you can have two different income streams, and the math will play out however you want to play out. So you're going to put your money goal right here and right here for these different income streams, or you can just use one line. It's not necessary for you to use both. And then you come down here and be like, okay, what are my categories of spending? What am I spending? How am I spending it? And where is it going? This is based on a business, so it is business oriented, but you can also say groceries, rent, um, your the gas for your car, and you can list it out like that for whatever categories aligns with what you are using this budget for. From there, you can have either do a percentage or you can do a number. So this percentage will be based on what this is. So if I want this to be 50%, it's going to override whatever this says and show and share what 50% of 12,500 is. Perfect. That's what we want. If we're saying that advertising, we're going to go all in on advertising, which I don't necessarily think that's a great idea, but also it's understand that it's your money, and how you choose to manage your money is, as long as it's aligned with where you're wanting to go. Please do not allow anyone to shame you or make you feel bad for how you're choosing to do that. So if 50% is how much you want to spend on advertising, then, and that's aligning and the numbers are playing out to where that is in your best interest, go for it. Get that money or spend that money, however makes it best for you. So down here, you'll see that because of everything else we have in here, it makes a negative net income. So you're spending more money than you're bringing in because we have this at 50%. But let's say this is at 10%. It's only slightly less. So that's good. And with this is a great tool for you to see how much profit you're going to have at the end. Because if you're not on payroll, it's important to know how much take home you are bringing in. And this is where you can figure out what that percentage is. So let's say let's redo all of these. Instead, you can do straight money. So how I have it set up right now is like, let's say you have different different things. You're like, okay, I know I want to pay this person this month, this much. I did that, or I've have paid this person this much, and that was over 10 months. So that can, I'm dividing that by the amount that I paid them to figure out how much I paid them, and so on and so forth, whatever the case may be. I don't remember this exact example why I put this for a client, but I do remember this is how much she was paying one person, and then this contributed to, oh, what she wanted to pay going forward. So that's what this is for. But you can also, oops, if it did, I just clicked escape on that. So if it does do weird things and it doesn't look like it's normal, you can just push escape and it'll bring it back. You can also exit all of that and put, okay, I want my contract labor to be 15%. And then you can see the numbers and see how it's all playing out. And then again, it's really important to know what your profit is to make sure that you're doing enough take home. So let's say you wanted to take home $4,000. That's clearly not enough for where you're at, and you'll want to adjust your budget. See, this is the empowerment part of a budget, is you get to see what the actual numbers are and where you're at so that you can take those aligned action steps towards your goal. And then at the end of each month, you're going to come through and write what you actually did. Maybe on this income stream, you brought 10,000, but this one, you only brought 2,500. So, oh, that mathed out lovely. I didn't even mean to do it that way. I love when I do that. So, as you can see, we balanced. What we budgeted was to bring in 12,500. What we actually brought in was the same, and that left a $0 variance. So you are straight on budget with your income. Fantastic. Now we're going to come through and say, okay, we spent $500 on that. We had that $15 a month fee. We didn't spend any on budget and licensing because budgeting and licensing tends to be, or excuse me, business licensing and fees tends to be an annual fee. And so it's important to still break it out by the month so you can see how much you need to be setting aside to take care of that annual fee. But you won't necessarily be paying that annually or monthly for that annual fee. So that's why we put a 0, but it's still important that it's there on the budget. Continuing education, let's say bought a class for 150, and you'll just come through and enter all of this information from your chart of accounts. And then at the end, you will see, let's say 120, annual workers' comp was 45. Internet, let's just say we did that. Merchant fees, we did 250. Parking, we didn't pay anything. Payroll fees, let's say we did. And we're just going to go through and enter it as it was. So not what, this is what the goal or the vision is. This is what actually happened for that month. And that is the difference between these two rows and where you get to add the difference. Okay, so now that we've done this, we can see we had a net income of a percentage of about 15%. Our profit is 15% of what we took home, or of the income coming in. And then we had the expenses, and now we have 15%. With that, unfortunately, we didn't quite, these will be blank. We didn't quite meet this 4,000 in terms of the numbers. If I play off this number, I could technically take $3,596 and be okay. So does that make sense? And we were off by $1,765 from what we were projecting. This is in our favor. We were under budget, which is why we had more of a profit. And then I'm going to go this divided by this. I need this to be percentage. So we had a projected income. We budgeted a 15% profit, but after everything, after the month, we had a basically 29% profit. This is exciting. While we didn't hit the amount we wanted to for draws, we were only on paper had $3,500 available to pull out, but we were pretty close. And sometimes that's just the way the numbers go. It's just a matter of, are you taking the steps to be aware of what these numbers are saying? Are you comfortable with what the numbers are saying? And how do you reverse out or move the needle in a different way to be going towards the goals that you are wanting? And then you have this ability to see where all these numbers are coming from. Okay, we were under budget on marketing and advertisement. Great. Where are we over budget? We were over budget on continuing education. That was something that empowered me and projected my ability to grow and be better in my role. So I am going to say I'm personally okay with going over budget on continuing education and training. So that is the beauty of what a budget can show you is, yeah, I did quote unquote overspend, but it was to my benefit. It allowed me to be more like I got to be empowered by making this, by spending this money to further my education, and that's empowering. So that is what we have here. This is the lovely budget. And if you want to see a specific dashboard, please let me know. Reach out, audrey@thegracefulpenny.com. I would love to hear from you. Let's stop this. Yes, I would love to hear from you if you're wanting to have a dashboard on here. This is an ever-evolving, beautiful, magnificent beast, and I want to make sure that this is here for you. And when you have a budget, what do you want on the dashboard? What do you want to look at in an instant and be like, yep, that's what I have. That's what I see. That's what I need to know. Just reach out, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And again, I am so excited for you to be on this journey to tackle your finances with this budget, because I know it's going to project you and empower you in all the best ways possible. So as always, my name is Audrey Heesh. Let me know what questions you have and comment below if you have questions. Send me an email, and I look forward to hearing from you.